What is up, Sneeples? The Outsider promos are finally trickling in. We're into the day ones of promos. This is the day one recap. Let's get right into it. First and foremost, we have Uzuri Switchblade. A huge reveal. We finally get to know what Uzuri's ability is. So let's get into it. It's a once per turn attack reaction. You banish a card from your hand face down. Then you turn that face down card face up and you replace an attacking card that's on the combat chain with stealth in its name, or with stealth in its abilities. You replace the card with stealth with the banish card that you banish from your hand, and now that card is attacking and your stealth card goes on the bottom of your deck. So it's a switcheroo, right? Hence the name Switchblade. You know, you're switching stuff. Very, very cool effect. Very interesting. I think this is going to create a lot of interesting deck building dynamics here. Because what we're going to see is, you know, a lot of sneak attacks coming in. It kind of feels like a bit like Dorinthia, where you're tricking them with attack reactions to try to get in some gotcha damage. But then it feels like deck building is going to be a little bit like Briar, because you're going to want to have a good amount of stealth cards and a good amount of like non-stealth cards to switch them with. So very curious to see what more spoilers we get that can kind of work with Uzuri here. We got a few today that we'll go over, but I'm curious to see what we'll see in the future. Alright, let's get into the next spoiler. We got a little bit today. It's the first day, so it's usually a little smaller. Okay. We get her specialization card, Shakedown. It is a 2-cost, 6 power that blocks for 3. Assassin attack action. Alright. And it reads, if you play the activated attack reaction, this combat chain, which is Uzuri's ability is an attack reaction, so that counts. This card has, when this hits a hero, choose red, yellow, or blue. They reveal their hand, and you banish a card of that chosen color. Super, super, super huge. Because now, instead of it being like a surgical extraction where you're choosing a blue or, you know, what have you, like now you're like, all right, you know, probably most times you are going to grab the blue card, right? Or you're going to say blue and choose the blue card. But maybe it's an all red deck. Maybe you're going as a Dromite. You probably want to choose a red card at that point. So very cool that you get to choose. This is her specialization. That's why it's such a good card. Now legendary, so you can run 3, and most likely if you're playing Uzuri, you probably are going to run 3 of these cards. This is a very good on-hit effect that, again, you can just kind of trick them and switch it in, right, with Uzuri's ability. Let's get into the next spoiler. Isolate, a 0-cost, 3 power, 3 block card, right? Now this is a common. So we're going to see red, yellows, and blues of this card. But the red, you know, comes in for 3. It has stealth, and it has dominate. Now, 3 power dominate, who cares, right? That's one card anyways. But it's huge when you think about Uzuri's ability to be able to switch the card, like a card in, so that you can almost guarantee on-hit effect happening. Because if you come in with this Isolate, it has Dominate. They can only block 1 card. They put a 3 block out there. Then you switch for the Uzuri specialization, like the Shakedown. Now, you basically almost guarantee the hit. They have to have a defense reaction or some sort of instant speed damage prevention to stop it. So Isolate works very well with stealth in this Uzuri's deck. It's very, very cool. Okay, moving on. Backstab. This one's a rare, but so another one that we're going to see red, yellow, and blues on. It's a 0-cost, 3 power, 3 defense card. Has stealth and defense reactions, can't be played to Backstab's chain link, which is pretty cool. One of those things where it's like, yeah, if you don't put a lot of block into Backstab and I switch it, you can't do anything from there on unless you have like an instant speed like Oasis Respite or the new Oasis Respite. I think it's Peaceful Mind or something like that. You know, it kind of really limits your opponent's ability to counteract your tricks. I mean, Uzuri's a very tricky dicky deck, it seems like. So this is a card that works very well with it to kind of limit your opponent's ability to counteract you as Uzuri. So very cool that we get to have that. Alright, moving on. A equipment piece that we're getting. This is another common equipment, so something that we would expect to see in a lot of draft and limited formats here. Toxic Tips. It's an assassin slash ranger equipment. We get our first dual equipment, which is very cool. Again, just really excited how this draft's going to be, seeing that you can kind of, share classes. You don't have to just stick in one class. Anyways, let's get right to it. It defends for 1. It has Blade Break. And it has an ability, action, pay 1 resource, destroy toxic tips. The next attack action card you play this turn gains. If this would hit, you can give them either a Blood Rot Pox token, a Fragility token, or an Inertia token. And then it has Go Again for the ability. So pretty cool ability. It's particularly great if you feel like you are for sure going to hit. It does have Go Again, so maybe you come in with 1 attack, they block with 2 cards, and so the next attack, if it's like a 4 or 5 power, it kind of forces them to block their other 2 cards if you activate Toxic Tips, just because it presents that on-hit ability. And I honestly believe those tokens are huge in draft. They're so good in draft. So I don't think your opponent's going to want to take one of those tokens. So I think you're forcing your opponents to block here, which is a very cool thing. And if you need to, you can block for 1 just once in the game. But hey, as we know, sometimes that saves your life. All right, I think we got one more for the day 1 spoiler recaps. And that, actually, we have 2 more. How about that? All right, next one, looking for scrap. All right, this is our first generic of the day. It is a 1 cost, 4 attack, and 2 block. It is a rare, so expect to see this in all 3 colors. And let's read this ability. As an additional cost to play looking for a scrap, you may banish a card with 1 power from your graveyard. When you do, it gains +1 and Go Again. So then it becomes a 1 for 5 Go Again if you're able to banish the 1 power. It's okay. It's definitely more of a limited card, it seems, than anything else. I don't know if this is going to be a blitz. Actually, I don't think it will be a blitz, but I don't even think it'll be a classic constructed staple of any kind. But I do think the card has a lot of value in limited. I think anytime you can do 1 for 5 Go Again, that's actually a really good stat line for limited. So this might be one of the cards that you would want to pick up in a draft, but maybe not in the deck. We'll see how it goes. All right. Our last spoiler of the day 1 recap is a Majestic. So we'll end on a big note here. It's Codex of Blood Rot. A 0 cost yellow Majestic. Each hero puts a card from their hand face down to their arsenal. And then you create a Ponder token where everyone else creates a Blood Rot token. Again, this is an assassin slash ranger action. It has to Go Again when you play it. Blocks for 2. This is like the Codex of Frailty that we saw before, so we would expect the Codex of Inertia coming out soon. This card will more than likely get the Marvel treatment, just like the Codex of Frailty did. So expect to see that. But yeah, so just kind of a confirming that the codexes will follow the tokens, and we should expect to see the next one and pretty much know what it does by now. So, all right, that's the day 1 recap of all the spoilers. We got big one in Uzuri to kind of know what she is about, kind of see where the assassins are. We'll get you on the day 2 coming up. I gotta film it tonight. They're all coming in as we speak, so stick around for that, and I'll recap that one so you can just watch this video. Alright guys, keep on fabbing. Catch you in the next one.